It's funny. I just had Steve Young on, who's a Hall of Fame quarterback in the NFL, won multiple Super Bowls. He was just on a couple days ago, and he said back in the late 80s, and I guess it was the 90s, Bill Walsh, the coach, who was like, he said 3 generations ahead of every other head coach at that time, he had a camera guy with him all the time, documenting his processes, and he would package it into these, I guess, VSH tapes, and put it in a box, and he would give it to all his assistant coaches and say, I want you to learn these skills. His offense was the West Coast offense, so it was far ahead of its time, where most people were just running the ball down, down the middle. And so he gave away everything for free. And he said, I want you guys to learn this, and then come and challenge me. Use my information and come. And people, he said years later, some coaches would leave to become head coaches, and they would compete in big games together. Sometimes he would lose against these other coaches that he coached. And he loved it. And he is still revered as a leader in the space because he was ahead of the time, because he documented it and gave away the skills to his other coaches. And I think that's really cool. I mean, you're not going to be able to do this forever, so you might as well leave some legacy behind in that respect as well.
It puts the game above the player. Rather than putting the player above the game. And so, I think right now, if Elon had a choice of having somebody else accomplish all the things that he is setting out to accomplish and it not be him, my hope, my belief from everything that I have seen and witnessed of Elon is I think that he would be stoked. And because it's mission first rather than ego first. And so Steve Young put the game of football and it consistently being elevated to be played at a higher level as more important than him. Because in 3 generations, no one will remember him. Right? But the game will always have his fingerprint. Right? And so he can live on in that way. And to the same degree in the business game, it's we honor the game by playing to our absolute hardest and by doing our best and passing it on to the next generation. So anyways, I love that stuff.